Yo, what's up? So today I'm going to be showing you some pro tips and tricks inside of Plants vs Brainrots. Definitely subscribe because I do some really OP giveaways, and also sometimes I do give out like game passes and eggs and stuff. So yeah, subscribe. Now basically today I did make a tips and tricks video before, but it was kind of more for beginner level. Now, this is for the pro players, but don't worry, if you're a beginner, you'll still learn a lot in this video. So let's jump straight into this. Now, one thing that I feel like a lot of people don't know is if you head to the shop, basically, if you click rewards down here, you can actually click this button. It says rewards, so group rewards. This is what I'm talking about mainly here. And if you click this, as you can see, if you leave a like, literally, if you do these two free things, if you just like the game, so obviously, you know, the Plants versus Brainrots, you know, on the Roblox page, make sure you drop a like on it. And then join the Yogurt Games group. I don't know what this name is. It seems so random. Basically, you get 5k, which obviously is not really that much. But the main thing is you get 15% money boost. You get a permanent 15% money boost. That is insane. So if you imagine like every $100,000 you earn, you'll be getting an additional 15k. Right, like for free basically, and obviously that scales up as you go. Like 50% of all the money you earn, you're just getting basically for free. It is absolutely insane. I highly recommend you get that done because the faster you do it, the more money you're gonna be earning. I mean, next up, I know this is pretty cringe, but obviously there are 2 game passes in the game, which I guess isn't too bad. I mean, I know like Grow Garden has 0 game passes, but you know, there's some games like 1 million. So this game's only got 2, so it's not as bad as, you know, other simulators and whatnot. But basically, this game pass, ViewYT, is pretty good because you get 25% more money. And also the extra space is 150 plus. So yeah, if you can afford them, I would recommend getting these game passes. They do definitely help you out, especially if you're playing the game a lot, you know what I mean? Which, by the way, if you're going to be spending Robux, make sure you use my star code when purchasing Robux. It is star code VIEW, so VIEW. Appreciate anybody that uses my code. Now, my next tip is basically, so in the game, they actually removed like the natural spawn of the Frozen event, which I still don't even know why. I don't think they ever made a public announcement about it. They just removed it and then never said anything. But if you remember kind of earlier on in the game, or well, literally like last week, pretty much, they had a Frozen event that spawned every 2 hours. And it was really OP because if you planted your seeds during the Frozen event, you could actually get a frozen mutation on your plants. But obviously they did remove that. But now pretty much it does still spawn, but I believe the admins have to spawn it in themselves. And I've been on a few times where I have actually had the frozen event spawn. So I believe the admins are spawning it in every now and again, maybe a few times a day. So if you do see the frozen event, make sure you plant all your best seeds. And if you want to, you can just stock up on all of your best seeds. So for example, the tomato trio and also the shroom beano seed and, you know, the mystic carrot or whatnot, and save these for a frozen event, and then you can plant them during that. So then basically, you know, you've got a chance to get the frozen mutation. Okay, next up, basically over here, there's a thing called a fuse machine. Now, this can be really good. Now, this is basically how you get some of the best Brainrots in the game. I'm not even kidding. Like, over here, I have this Brainrot called the Los Mysticaratos, and he actually gives me 31k a second, which is pretty nuts. Basically, I just fused this guy, and all you need for that one in particular is a Mr. Carrot seed, or Mr. Carrot plant, sorry. You place him in there, and then I believe you also need like a la tralala or something. Well, you know, actually, I guess I might as well could just quickly show you. Let's dig him up. Let's find out ourselves right here. Let's place him in there. Oh yeah, you need the Los Tralala Ritos or Tralala Litos or something. So basically, yeah, these little free sharks right here, and that's how you get that. So yeah, do not forget about the fusing. It's pretty OP in my opinion. You can definitely get some good stuff from there. I might make a separate video just based on the fusing. Let me know if you think that's a good idea. So next up, obviously in the most recent update, they added a thing called bosses. Now before, you know, for a while, you know, when trading wasn't in the game, basically when you were like rebirth 3 or something, which a lot of people were stuck at because obviously trading wasn't here, so you couldn't move all your good stuff to an alt account, so then rebirth. And we were kind of stuck at that one tier where basically you only had one boss spawn. But at the max tier, the max rebirth, which as you can see I'm at right now, which I believe is like rebirth 5, I think. I'm pretty sure it's 5. I could be wrong there. I've kind of forgotten. But basically, yeah, once you hit max rebirth, you pretty much have unlimited bosses spawning. So this is pretty insane because some of the best Brainrots that I have are the bosses. And it's actually called the Dragon Cannellini. I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce 90% of the stuff in this game, but you can see them in all their glory. And they're actually rainbow. And they're limited as well, which is pretty sick. Obviously, they are the bosses. So yeah, I would recommend that you AFK the game if you can, and just try and stack up on a ton of these dragons. Now, let's equip best, see if I've got any more to put on. Now, I'm not even kidding. I have so many of them. It's actually getting pretty mad. I mean, like, I've got all these gold ones that I don't even need. It's, yeah, for some reason, the golds are really, really common. I don't even know why. I've got more golds than regulars, I'm pretty sure. Do I even have a single regular? I can't even see one that's not gold or rainbow or diamond or something. Maybe the regular ones are more rare or something. I have no idea. But yeah, stack up on these because these are really, really OP. Like, if I can have a look, what's the price on this? I'm getting 33k a second for that one. So that's, yeah, really, really insane. Now, my next tip, which I've kind of already mentioned, but basically, when you do go ahead and rebirth, don't just rebirth, you know, the second you've got all the stuff you need. Because if you potentially have really, really rare items, or, you know, rare Brainrots, I should say, like maybe you've got some limiteds that are like, you know, like this, or maybe you have a 6-7 limited Brainrot, which I do have a few of those. If you want to have a look, here we go. I've actually got 3. Obviously, you know, these are probably going to be worth a decent amount in the future, and the only way they spawn in is through admins. So, you know, last thing you want to do really is delete them. So what I would recommend you do just before you rebirth, you can either get yourself an alt account, level that up for a bit, and then basically, you know, well, actually, no, I think the only thing you need to do with an alt account is literally just complete the tutorial. And then once you've done the tutorial, then you can trade stuff over, I'm pretty sure. So it literally probably takes like a few minutes to make the account, get the tutorial done, and then, yeah, then you could just trade all your stuff over to your alt account. Obviously, apart from the 2 Brainrots you need for the rebirth, and then you can trade all your stuff back. You know, so that way, basically, you're not losing anything. Well, you're not losing any progress, basically, because obviously, you know, if you had to restart every rebirth, that would take ages. So definitely just move your best stuff over to an alt. Or if you can't have an alt account for whatever reason, basically ask a friend or something. But obviously make sure the friend is trustworthy, because the last thing you want to do is send all your stuff over and then he basically, you know, scams you. So yeah, make sure it's a trustworthy friend. And yeah, you should be good to go. That's definitely the best way. You know, that's pretty much what all the pro players are doing, so they don't lose everything every time they rebirth. Now, the next big tip I've got for you is to do with the seed shop. So basically, I did kind of make a whole video on this, but I feel like I can't really make a pro guide without mentioning this, because literally all the pro players do it. Now with the seed shop, a lot of people, they have like macros set up, so like tiny task or whatever, basically so they can AFK the seed shop overnight, because I couldn't imagine how painful that would be if you're sat here for hours just scrolling up and down like this. Well, you know, every 5 minutes or whatever, just buying it like this manually. That would be pretty tedious, to say the least, right? So what I recommend you do is you get yourself a macro or something, basically just something that can track your mouse. So you can just click on these buttons like this over and over again without having to actually do it manually. Don't worry, I'm pretty sure it is like legal. Like I don't think the Roblox devs really care, because technically it is a macro, so it's like it literally is only just moving your mouse. It's not like full-blown hacks or anything. Obviously that will get you banned. Pretty sure macros are fine, but yeah, you can do that. One good way to set it up if you are gonna set up a macro is basically have, so you see the seeds button on the right side. Basically, I always started off where I double click the seeds button, so I teleport back to the seed shop, because sometimes when you are AFKing, no, you'll come back to your PC and you'll be like standing here. And that usually happens because the admins have restarted the servers or something. You know, maybe they needed to add like a quick patch or something. So you'll come back to your PC sometimes and you'll literally just be standing in the middle of your garden, you know, clicking nothing, right? So I always made sure that I double click the seeds button, or, you know, teleportation button. So I'm back here. So double click the seeds button, obviously, and then click every seed, and then scroll down slowly every seed, and then make sure you click X. And then that's where it would start again by clicking the seeds button. Oh yeah, by the way, when you've clicked the seeds button, make sure you click E so you can load up the shop. That's what I always do. And the seed shop is about to restock. Come on, give me a secret. Come on, I'm calling it now. I see into the future. Okay, no I don't. I lied. All right, no secret seed. Maybe on the next one. So next up is the gear shop. So what you want to do is you want to head over to the gear shop, because basically you can get some absolutely insane items in here, and this has saved me so many times. Like, I don't think I would have been able to get the 6-7 if it wasn't for the item I'm about to show you. So inside of here, which by the way, you can use water buckets, which splashes on them, or splash on plants to make them grow 25% faster, which is pretty insane. So if you're placing down a secret and it's taking like 45 minutes to grow or whatever, you know, whatever the count is, I can't remember exactly. If you use water buckets, you can basically grow it instantly. So always make sure every now and again you are buying water buckets. Frost grenades. Oh, a boss just spawned in, by the way. Frost grenades are absolutely insane. This is the item I'm talking about right here. Out of every item I recommend, or every item in this shop, I recommend the frost grenade, and also probably the carrot launcher. So carrot launcher, frost grenade, and the water bucket. That's definitely the best 3 items. These other 2 items, I mean, the banana gun and the frost blower, they're not really that great, to be honest. But yeah, if you've never used the frost grenade before, I'm going to show it to you real quick. Because if you imagine you get something absolutely insane that spawns and your plants can't do enough damage fast enough, which can happen with like insanely rare items like the 6-7. Well, back before I had like really OP plants. Obviously, my garden's pretty OP now. But before, you know, the only reason I got the 6-7 during that admin abuse was because I used these grenades. So let's just pretend this dolphin. Oh, no, he actually died before I could. Okay, let's use on this ballerina. So it literally freezes them in place. And while they're frozen, all your plants can do loads of damage. And if you spam them, you can basically freeze any brain rot in place until you run out of grenades. It's actually pretty OP. So always make sure, I'd actually always recommend you've got them on your hotbar just in case. I usually have them on my number 3 or my 3rd slot. So that way, you know, anything crazy spawns, I've always got them ready. I'm always prepared. Now, if you head into the shop, there is also a codes button next to the group rewards. So yeah, make sure you're always, you know, redeeming all the recent codes and stuff. I don't really know any of the codes. And to be honest with you, there's not much point me really showing them anyway, because chances are, you know, they'll just expire. So always make sure you're up to date on the recent codes and stuff. I'm pretty sure, I don't even know what codes give. I think they give like lucky potions and stuff like that, which is pretty crazy because, you know, in the shop, they do cost like 179 Robux for the lucky potion, which interestingly, the lucky potion is actually the cheapest one in terms of Robux. You'd think the lucky one would be the most expensive, but apparently not. The damage and the speed. I mean, the speed's pretty OP. I don't know about the damage. I mean, I guess if you're earlier on, I guess the damage would be useful, but I feel like that's not as useful as probably the luck and the speed, in my opinion. Because I pretty much one-hit anything, so I don't really need more damage, you know what I'm saying? So another thing I want to quickly mention is I'm pretty sure the way this game works is the higher the damage you have in your garden, the better the chances of you getting like really insane brain rots. Because I see people with like the craziest gardens with like insane damages, and they have like insanely good stuff that spawns. Like, I mean, I'm definitely a pro player, but I'm not like leaderboard status. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've seen people who are like on the leaderboard with just absolutely insane stuff. And you should see, I mean, literally everything that spawns in is like really big and stuff. So just try and get as much damage in your garden, because obviously it's just going to help you out in the long run. If you can get lucky enough with like a neon mutation or like a frozen mutation, obviously during the frozen event, then definitely make sure you got those on. Obviously, you know, when you're AFK in the seed shop, make sure that you're placing down all your secret seeds and your godly seeds and all that, which by the way, let's just quickly double check. Okay, nothing again, unfortunately. But yeah, always make sure you're working on getting better stuff in your garden. Now, I guess my final tip that I have got written down here is actually the admin abuse. Obviously, you know, if you play admin abuse, then you're gonna get rich very, very fast. I'm not even kidding. Like, you can literally, I'm pretty sure a noob could log on for the first time and play admin abuse, and by the time the admin abuse is over, they could literally be pro. Like, I'm not even kidding. That's how OP the admin abuses are. Like, if you play for 30 minutes on an admin abuse, your setup will be completely changed forever, because they spawn like crazy luck and crazy brain rots. And I mean, even during admin abuses, the admins go crazy. They even spawn in like certain seeds and stuff like that. Like, there was one time where the admins actually spawned in every single seed at once. So you can imagine the Shroomino, the Tomato Trio, the Carrot Seed, Carnivorous, Cocoa Tank, Grape Seed, all at the exact same time. It was beautiful. Now, the only time that's guaranteed for admin abuse at the minute is Saturdays when they update. I mean, I think they've done a midweek before. I don't know. I've never actually seen it myself, but I'm pretty sure it is possible. So, you know, I guess always make sure you're looking in the Discord and stuff, because you never know when they're gonna do the next admin abuse. But on Saturdays is when it's guaranteed to happen, because obviously that's when the update happens. So just make sure that you're free on Saturday for when the update drops, which is for me it's 1 p.m. GMT, which is in the UK. But yeah, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. Definitely subscribe. If you've not subscribed, you got to. I mean, come on. Come on, bro. Let's be real. If you've made it all the way to the end of the video, I mean, you got to subscribe. I promise I will not let you down. I'm working very hard every day to become the best player ever. I think my hopes and dreams of being #1 on the leaderboard has kind of been crushed. But, you know, I guess we can all have a dream, right? I mean, there's literally no way. I mean, maybe top, I don't even know top 100, to be honest. I mean, I don't want to doubt myself, but, you know, some of these people are crazy. Some of these people are absolutely crazy. But yeah, appreciate you. Like, subscribe, and hopefully you have a really good day. Bye-bye.